Hello, everybody. It is Sunday, the 22nd of October. Now, I want to ask that question, which is exactly the question that Adam and Eve woke up to in the garden. Yeah? The one they wanted to have wisdom about. And their children, humanity, has not even woken up to that question, never mind the answer. The question is, they were doubting the intent of God, the intentions of God, and whether or not they were good. The question of good and bad. And the question is, can a divine being that has the divine creative spark be evil? That is the question. And that is something you need to understand right now, because right now there are things happening in the world, and the only justification that is thrown at you is, it is the will of God. Yeah? And then God is synonymous with good. And there's no question about that, but that question was asked in the garden. Is God synonymous with good? And for you to bring an argument to that question, you need to have definitions of what it is even is that you are talking about. Oh God is love, God is out there in the ether. No, I think he's in another dimension at the moment. I don't know. You need definitions for this argument. You need to know what it is you're talking about. For starters, and I say it so many times, get your God separated from your Creator, because they are two separate things. Creation is the state of separation, where possibilities that were contained within the field, within the all, have become separate manifestations, realities. So from the beginning, when the Word was with God, the Logos, the divine spark, the divine consciousness was with God. That means that from the beginning, God was a separate being, and the divine, the all, was within him. But he was a separate being. So you say God, you're not talking about all. It was a separate being that had the divine spark, that had the creative power, that interacted with the all and manifested its intention, which became this world. God asked of the all, let there be. That is one individual being that has the divine spark, the divine knowledge within it. But that divine spark is in everything that is created. Everything, down to a woodlouse. That is the knowledge that Jesus tried to bring to you. And then, if you go down the story, I would say, and I'm nearly certain, I am pretty certain of it, that the God that created us is not the same than the one that created the earth. They are two separate beings with that knowledge, that had awoken to that knowledge within themselves, and they were working it. And they work it to manifest intentions, to make them reality. Now that God created us in his image. And again, Adam and Eve woke up to that question. Were his intentions good? The question of good and bad. Doesn't just because you have divine power, does that make you good? Or can you use it for the wrong intentions? And then look at his intentions. To subdue nature, to rule over nature, to have dominion over this world, to have knowledge of it so he can have dominion over it. Folks, that intention is manifesting. The fruits of that intention is manifesting all around you. You are living the outcome. Then question, tell me, is that good? Do you feel what is happening in this world right now, which is the will of that God? And the outcome that it is creating, is that good? Ask that question. You have the divine spark within you. You have a knowledge of good and bad according to yourself. Now you tell me, is that outcome good? And if not, then please stand up and tell that God that he's wrong. As for what is happening in Israel at the moment, again, you must understand what it says in that book and what actually happened, because they are throwing at you, it's the will of God, it's Torah. We're doing according to Torah. Again, you don't know what it is you're talking about. You know, it's God and God is good. Must be good. And you have no discernment. What happened in that book was, and it is in the story, clear as day, I'm not making this up, they were sent a messenger by God, by a divine being, that should guide them to the Holy Land, to their land. But that was only one messenger, one part. In fact, when it spoke to Moses, it already said there were other parts. But he would be the one that leads them. It was an angel. Not God himself, but an angel. And it was the energy of fear and the knowledge of danger that led them. And when danger became clear and present every time, it led them into battle. But that is firing on only one cylinder. That is firing on only one knowledge. Receiving only one message. We are capable of receiving more than that. But Joshua made that knowledge Lord. He elevated an angel to become God. They're only firing on one cylinder, and they're proclaiming that is God. And it never was. It wasn't from the beginning. It was from the beginning only one part. So if now, and I've watched the video, and man, it's enough to have your hair stand on end. Watching rabbis going full on Old Testament, proclaiming they should kill all, that it is righteous to bash infants' heads off rocks, because that is the will of God. And then how do you argue about that when you think that God is all good and it's only one thing and it's all the same? You know it's not good. As a human being, you know it's not good. You should stand in horror as something like that is even being said. As I said, they can throw that argument at you. It's God. And you have nothing to speak against it, because you do not understand what God is, what this, and you're not even questioning the very question that Adam and Eve asked. Can a divine being have evil intentions? Yes, it can. It has free will. So please wake up out of this haze of it is the will of God. And see that it is speaking about something very precise. And something that is made out of different parts. And every part does play a different, creates a different thing. And I tell you something. You say you have the divine spark within you, which you have. We all have. Everything has. Then reason is part of the divine spark. Then please use it. Until we got this sorted, and at least sort our gods from our Creator, and then sort the parts of God, the angels, from the whole of God, see all the separate parts that work in creation instead of the haze of, oh, it's just one light and it's all love. It's created out of love, yes. The field is love. But that which is created out of it and that contains its spark has got free will. And it can use it one way or another. And then yes, divine powerful beings can be evil. You start working with this and bring some argument against the bloody lunacy that is going on at the moment in the name of it is the will of God. Anyway, I leave it at that for today, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.